Hi there guys, welcome back to Karge's Orchids, here in Gothenburg, Sweden. Today is Christmas Eve, so I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. And if you have time to watch a little bit in between the meals and in between the Christmas presents, I'll be happy. You may have a little bit of spare time to watch my video of stuff in bloom for the month of December. At the beginning of this month of December, I didn't think there would be so much in bloom for this Bloom is White video, but I was wrong, and there's a lot more coming than I would ever have expected. So yes, it's fascinating and fun. So follow me on this little tour of clips put together during the month of December. Alright? Ooh, what's this? Hey. Yeah, it's well, let's just bring him down so we can see him properly. This is the Epidendrum Nocturnum. Nocturnum, yeah. What does nocturne mean? It means by night time. Yeah. It was just about time. In a couple of days, this one will look just the same as this one. Yeah. But I find this one to be a really interesting plant. You know why? It had its first time blooming on this cane, yeah? Not so long ago. On this little dried out spike, yeah? And this time, it's starting to create yet another spike from the same place, yes? And that was this bloom. Yeah, it lasted for about 1 week, not so long, but several days more than last time, since it self-pollinated last time, and the bloom never fell off, and it didn't switch color either. So it looked like this, all crumble up, but still yellow. Yes, and this seed pod started to develop. This large seed pod, which bursted and spread its seed all over my other orchids. It looked like flour. Like I've been baking cookies all over my shelf here, yes? It was interesting to see that it got so fat that it eventually bursted, but this time it simultaneously created another blooming spike from one of its oldest canes, the one I got it with when it was a small-sized orchid. Yeah, and now this one is on its way, but the blooms lasted a bit longer this time, all right? Really, really did. Since they aren't pollinating themselves this time. Otherwise, this one wouldn't have dropped. So that was nice and interesting behavior. And this one is only scented during nighttime. Nocturne. Yes? And after about 1 week, it's over. It's overbloomed. But the spike is still alive, so I wonder. This one can easily surprise me these days. So perhaps it's going to be some more blooms coming out from that spike. Yeah, it did last time, so why not? And we also got this Paphiopedilum mordii in bud. I believe this one can open up for this session. We still got a few days left before this video is going to be uploaded, so perhaps it will. It's going to stay in bloom for a long time. This one blooms for a really long time. This model-leaved Paphiopedilum. Yeah, and this bud she created in my care. So, yeah, I'm happy for that. And on the bottom shelf, we got this lovely Paphiopedilum sucaculi. It's also a model-leaved one. I don't know why I never got this one before. I really, really always loved this one. So, well, I just thought this one was a little bit too common, I believe. I wanted to have uncommon orchids and something special, yeah? But that's not always the most fun thing to have and most beautiful either. So, well, it will soon open up. And it looks like its bud is going to drop, or, as if the spike is not going to be able to carry it. Strong enough to carry it, but, I think it is. Nature has a strange sense of doing stuff correctly, even though it looks impossible. Yes, this adorable Paphiopedilum sucaculi from Schwerter, my latest purchase. Yeah, it opened up today as the haul was a little bit postponed, so 2 weeks postponed, so this one really had time to open up properly for this session, and that's nice. That's really great for the December Spike and Bloom session. Sukakuli. It's a really fine and interesting Paphiopedilum, and the stem is quite short, about 10 centimeters tall, so I was expecting it to be at least 30 centimeters tall, so and it can really bloom this small. It's a really small size one, as you can see. My hand is not all that big, but it's not all that small either. So it's a small sized one, so it's great. I love Paphiopedilums, really. And up here on the top shelf, maybe I should just remove this one bit. Yeah, it's also a new acquisition for me. My previous Orchid Society meeting, this No ID hybrid. I remember I took a picture of it and uploaded it to our Facebook group, and immediately, is it an SP? What do you mean by SP? Is it really an SP? I just wrote Paphiopedilum SP. For me, it's Paphiopedilum species. Yeah, it belongs to the group. I was using the wrong word. I should have said the genus Paphiopedilum. Yeah. But as I'm in the fish cichlid business as well, we call it SP, Alonocara SP species, which means that it belongs to the Alonocara genus, so to speak. So it's a little bit confusing, and I was mixing it all up a little bit. So sometimes it's a bit confusing to me. I've been dealing with aquariums and fish breeding since I was 12, so yeah. And it's quite difficult for me to just switch and change terminology, I mean, in a haste, so. Well, anyway, nice one, isn't it? Lovely colours. And the lovely backside, still here, still showing its best colours. Lovely sepal, willow colour. And underneath you can see the green shining through. Yeah, spots, gorgeous spots to the petals. This is a beautiful one. Imagine my surprise when the Paphiopedilum Delenati from my previous Orchid Society meeting in November came out with a bud here. Yeah. First I thought it was a new leaf, but no, the newest leaf is quite short, so. And this is a bud. Look. See if I can turn it around a bit for you to see it more properly. Yes. It's getting tight here. Can you see it? So here's the bud on Paphiopedilum Delenati. Yay. And on the upper shelf here, next to my tea cupboard, yeah, it's the beautiful orchid from Orchids and More. Paphiopedilum Spicerianum, a species. Yes. You can tell by its name as well, as you can see on the text, the small capital letter. Look, still out. It's incredible. It's been 2 months now, I believe. Yeah, a long time blooming on the Spicerianum. Gorgeous one, slight scent to it, I felt. And here's the remarkable Paphiopedilum Pinocchio, a hybrid. But never mind, hybrid or not. Look, I love this one, this variety. And this orchid is, the most healthy one I've ever had. I had 1 or 2 Pinocchios in the past. Never this good condition, never. And this good sized one. Leaf set. And this is number 8 on the same spike. And number 9, well, needless to say, that one is also going to develop into a nice, lovely Paphiopedilum bloom before long. Not scented though, but well, that's not the most important part, is it? Well, it really differs in what we value in an orchid, but some people loves to have orchids with nice, good scent, but some people don't find that very important. So, well, we're all different. Yeah, and what else to look at? We can look at this one. Quite recent purchase. Half year ago, I believe. Psychopsis mariposa 3-lip. From Schwerter. Good set of leaves. Nice new growth. Developing nicely. And it's working on its 3rd bud. And her blooms last for about 3 to 4 weeks. So I hope this one will develop as well. Drying out is it's a risk on these guys this kind of season, but yeah, but it's green and yeah, it's developing, so I think this one will be fine. Bulbophyllum falcardum. Didn't skip is blooming this year. I was a little bit surprised when I couldn't see any spikes this time of year. But now, here's one. Here's the 2nd spike and 3rd spike. There can be some more spike hiding behind leaves somewhere, but not yet to be seen. Yes. So, I will perhaps, or shall we say probably, update this clip soon. Real soon. Well, this one didn't bloom this year. And it is Bulbophyllum Guttulatum. It dropped all of its, almost all of its leaves. As you can see, we have a community pot going on here. This one is one plant, Guttulatum, and it's always been dropping its leaves. But it didn't stop it from blooming, so... But this season, it won't give us any blooms. No, nothing. And the other guy in the community pot is Bulbophyllum Fascinator. I showed his little bloom spike in my last bloom spike video. Here it is, to the left. It was almost fully created, and it blasted on us, yeah. I believe it's lack of humidity, yeah. And my Orchidegartneriet also blasted its buds, and grandiflorum times whatever it was is also blasting all of the time. Its buds, that is. Otherwise, they seem to do quite all right. It's only the blooms that are affected. That's why when I see stuff like this, perhaps a flowering spike on my beautiful Bulbophyllum Spicerianum from Growreshna. Yeah, you see the little thingy down there to the right side where the hanger is. Well, I believe it's a blooming spike. This is a quite sharp indicator on that I need to get a cultivation cabinet. And I got one waiting for me in the storage room somewhere, a couple of miles from here. I just need somebody to help me to carry it up all of my stairs to my apartment. Good size one, but not too large. And it's going to hold quite a lot of plants in the future. So there will be a cultivation cabinet for me and for a few of my bulbos. Anyway, a bit more humidity may prevent the buds from blasting. Yes? And my favorite Phalaenopsis amwensis times Simanis from Lucke, is after about 2 months about to fade. It's changed its color a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on the video. The video doesn't catch the colors correctly. I can see that, but the orangey reddish color is now not purple, but vino color. Yeah, that's the right word. Vino color. But the scent is still there, even though it's a little bit more slight than it was before. I would like you to be out for yet a few more months. But you can't have everything, can you? And behind here in this whoop jungle of orchids is 2 huge flowering spikes, 2 stems coming out from the media. It's really 2 flower spikes which are going to bloom simultaneously for us. And it's going to be tall, pendant flower spikes on this huge Epidendrum Stamfordianum. A cascade of lovely, lovely blooms. If I find a pop-up, I will, of course, upload it here. Yeah, from one day to another, 2 lovely flower spikes. Yeah. It's growing really well, this one. And what you see in front of you, RTH, Fushu, Glory, Happy Holiday to the left. And just a comparison plant to the right, the Cattleya cross vinosa. Not binosa, but vinosa. It's a cross between Cattleya labiata and Cattleya CG Roebling. Yes. And the CG Roebling has got purpurata in her. So it's a really tall growing one. And labiata is, it's also large Cattleya. So the cross, should be, as it is, reasonable large. So why am I showing the two of them together? Yeah, it's just to compare, so you can see for yourself how large my Fushu Glory Happy Holiday really is. It's a really large Cattleya. And anyway, when I was making my care collab video, it just barely opened up 2 of her buds, and 2 of her blooms and 2 buds yet to be opened. So I was a little bit unlucky, so we should have waited a couple of more days. But now the situation is what it is. And now it's been open for, what date is it today? 13 days. So now we got about 15 more days before the blooms are gonna fade. So it's a good time in the middle of the period to show her to you again. And now we can see the strikings on the sepals as well as petals. And the fragrance is there. Really, really nice. Not too strong, not irritating in any way. It's a really nice fragrance. 4 blooms this time, but it's good progress of her to finally produce these 2 large canes, since I just recently transitioned her into semi-hydro, and she started to create this small sized little tiny paw thingy, which didn't bloom, of course. So I was a little bit scared that she wouldn't perform anymore, or that it would take her quite some serious amount of time to recover and establish in her new media. But she made an extraordinary fast recovery. And I would like to measure the blooms for you. As I said earlier, the blooms are really long lasting, about 4 to 5 weeks. And that's quite a long time for a Cattleya. Let's see, I think I measured blooms across the petals to 11.5. Yeah, 11.5 centimeters wide. The bloom really looks larger, a lot larger than it really is. So, if you can come across this one, I can recommend her to you. But I also seen that there are samples out there which are not very nice and really tiny, small and fragile and not in a good shape and condition at all. So I think you only need to be a little bit lucky sometimes when purchasing Cattleya orchids. Well, with all that said, I would like to wish you all a glory happy holiday and a really, really Merry Christmas to you all. And take care of each other and your friends and beloved ones. And we shall talk soon. Yes. Bye bye, guys.